Good morning. Welcome back to Talkless Interior and Exterior Designs. So, in our last class, we discussed about measurements, and I believe we grabbed one or two things, and I think it's going to be helpful. So, today we are going to be discussing about uh, types of paints. We are still on painting, so we are going to be discussing about type of paints. So, and the differences between them, but it will be just brief explanation about each paint because we don't have much time. So uh, we already know the definition of paint, the components, and some chemicals we use in paint. So since we know that, so let's just go straight to the type of paint. So the first paint I will talk about is emulsion paint. Emulsion paint, this is in this our environment, this is the most generally used paint. So it is called emulsion paint. So this emulsion paint, it can be used both in and outside of the building. So and it is very okay. So we have many companies outside there they are doing it, and we have many painters that can also produce it. So it comes in gallon and drum. So the gallon is a 4 liter bucket and the drum is 20 or 18 liter bucket. So no much no much talk on this emotion. So the next one is matte emotion. So this matte emotion is slightly related to emotion but more quality than the normal emotion. So it is more quality than the normal emotion because of the chemicals, the quantities of chemical that we use in producing matte emotion. So that is what makes it different. And so the next is satin. Satin is one of the most very quality paints. So it is have a shining finishing and it is very look okay on the wall. So that is satin. And the difference between it and the matte emulsion is not really far, but satin is more quality than the matte emulsion. But satin cannot be applied outside because it is something like nylon. So after it dries, so if you apply satin outside the building, so when there is too much of heat, so satin will peel. So that is that about satin. And test coat. Test coat is those paint with stone. We will see stone inside it. Though we have many paint with stone, but this is test coat. Is normally used outside the building, and sometimes people use it inside the building as well. So we have flex coat. Flex coat is almost the same thing with test coat, but the stone they use in flex coat is more tiny than that of test coat. And next one we have marble stone. So this marble stone is a paint that is where we only use stone. So, but this stone we are using, we are going to color this stone into different colors. For example, now we want to do graphite marble. So we are going to paint some stone into white and some in black or any color that the client requires. So that is that about marble stone. So the next one is glass paint. Glass paint is also known as stucco paint. So I think it's something we all know. So it is what people are using recently. And we have gloss. So these gloss and emotion that I've mentioned earlier, they are almost the same thing. They are widely used. Uh-huh. So gloss paint. Gloss paint is we call it Odelepo. So in Yoruba, that's my own language. So Odelepo, it's highly recommended for something like metal, iron, steel. So that is what is highly recommended for. And sometimes we use it for building as well, but it's not that recommended for building, but you can use it. So sometimes we use it in hospital. So and some public places as well. So the reason why we don't normally use it is it cause heat when there is too much of sun. So and when it is spiral on the wall, so it's break, it crack. So next we have undercoats and base coats. So undercoats, base coats, they have the same purposes, but the chemical used the chemical they use in producing it are somehow different. So when we are talking about base coat is let me say water paint. So the solvent is water. But when we are talking about water-based paint, or when we are talking about base coat, sorry, when we are talking about undercoat is oil-based paint. So the function is if you want to like if you are painting a particular wall and you notice there is one stain that the more you are painting it, the stain is still reflecting. So you have to just apply undercoat. When you apply undercoat on it, allow it to dry. So after it's dry, paint your normal color that you want that paint your normal paint that you are using. So that stain will not reflect again. That is the purpose. Then lastly, we have gravitas. So gravitas is decorative painting that is mostly used for outside the building because of its strongness. So we still have many more paints like mosquito repellent paint, POP paint, screening paint. So but let's just stop here for now. So I think with the little that I've explained, so we can grab one or two things. But if you have any question regarding like the type of paints and their functions, or anything you want to ask about it, just comment below. So ask your question. Inshallah, I'll give response.